Hello, my dear students and the rest of the learners. Welcome to part 3 of a 25-part series of tutorials on creating presentations using Microsoft PowerPoint. In this tutorial, we are going to look at how to work with slides. My name is MemJM, or you can simply call me Emily Swap. In this presentation, we are going to look at how to open a presentation, how to insert a new slide in a presentation, how to change slide order, how to duplicate slides within a presentation, how to delete a slide, how to copy a slide, how to hide a slide, as well as how to show a hidden slide. We are also going to look at how to zoom in or zoom out on a slide. Let's commence by looking at how to open a presentation to manipulate slides. To open a presentation that you have already created before, in which you want to insert slides or perform other activities, you start your Microsoft PowerPoint program first. Then while on your program, you click on File menu, and then you click on Open. After that, you search for the presentation that you want to open, and then you click on it and click Open. The following is therefore a demonstration on how to open a presentation in Microsoft PowerPoint by the name Introduction to MLSwap. So to open a program or to open a presentation that you have created in PowerPoint, you do the following in order to commence or to load your program. You click on Start button, and then for Windows 11, you click on All Apps, or if you don't have All Apps, you can click on All Programs. Once you click on All Apps, you search for your program. In this case, we want to start Microsoft PowerPoint, or simply called PowerPoint 2016. So here is my program. So you click on your program, and then you wait for it to load. And our program has finally loaded. Once Microsoft PowerPoint has loaded, as you can see, you can either look for your presentation amongst the recent presentations from this list here, or you can click on Open Other Presentations in case your presentation is not amongst those which are displayed. And therefore, we are going to click on Other, Open Other Presentations. So let me click on Open Other Presentations. From there, you click on Open, and then you search for your presentation. So my presentation is saved in a folder. So let me click on this PC, or we can click on Browse. Once you click on Browse, you scroll to the folder that contains your presentation. And here is my presentation. So you click on it, and then you click on Open. As you can see from the title bar, this is our program. This is our presentation. And our presentation goes by the name Introduction to MLSwap. So we have now loaded our presentation, and we can now proceed and perform other activities within this presentation. So the next activity that we are going to perform, or to learn how to perform, is how to insert a new slide. So to insert a new slide, or what we call a new blank slide in your presentation, you click on Insert menu, and then you click on the New Slide button's arrow, from where you can then click on Blank Slide of your choice. The following is a demonstration on how we can insert a new slide in our presentation. So while we are in this presentation, we are going to click on Insert menu. Already, you can see that our presentation has only a single slide. And therefore, we insert a new slide or additional slide. You click on Insert menu, and then you click on this button or arrow here, where we have the new slide button. And then you choose the slide of your choice, or the type of your slide, or the type of the slide that you like to insert. So I'm going to insert blank slide, this one. So you click on it. So you can see that our screen or our presentation now has two slides. We have slide number 1 with this text, and we have slide number 2 that is blank. Let's insert another slide. So we are going to click on New Slide, and then we choose our new slide. So I'm going to choose one with the text now. And in this case, I want to select one with a picture, this one here. So I want to click or insert a new slide that will also have a provision or a placeholder for a picture. So let me click it. So here we have the first slide, second slide, and third slide. The first slide has text placeholder for clicking or for adding title and subtitle. The second slide is purely blank, and the third slide has placeholder for adding a picture and also for adding a title and adding some text. And that's how we insert or we add new slides in our presentation. Once we have several slides in our presentation or in your presentation, you can also decide to rearrange your slides. So how do you change the slide order? You can reorganize your slides easily through the slide sorter view. This can be done as follows. You click on the View menu, and then you select Slide Sorter View. In Slide Sorter View, you select one or more slide thumbnails, and then drag the thumbnails to a new location. The following is therefore a demonstration on how to reorganize your slides in your presentation. So because we have three slides, we have slide number 1, slide number 2, and slide number 3. Let me add some text on each of them so that when we reorganize them or when we change their order, you can be able to see what will happen. So here, I want to type some text first. I can write or type introduction to Emily Swap. That is just for indicating our first slide. Then I can leave the second slide blank, and on the third slide, I can type something like YouTube channels. So this is just for identification. We are going to learn how to do or how to perform these activities of entering text in my subsequent tutorial. So we have our first slide, we have our second slide, and we have our third slide. So how do we reorganize them? I want this third slide to become the first slide, so that on the first slide, I can be able to have my picture, or I can have a picture for my presentation. And therefore, in this case, for us to change the order of our slides, you first of all click on the view menu. So let me click on the view menu. After clicking on the view menu, you can click or you click on slide sorter view, this view here. So I'm going to click on slide sorter view. After clicking on slide sorter view, you can see that we have our slides arranged here in the form of thumbnails. We have our first slide numbered at the bottom as 1. We have our second slide numbered as 2, and we have our third slide numbered as 3. And therefore, if we want to make our third slide, this slide here, to be the first slide, I can just press my mouse button on it, then I drag it to where I want it to be. So I want it to be the first slide. There we go. So we have our first slide here. The third slide now becomes the first slide. We have the second slide here, and we have the third slide here. So for you to move or to change the order of slides in your tutorial or in your presentation, you click on slide sorter view. Then when you are there, you just press any slide that you want to move. You press your left mouse button down, and then you drag. If you want to drag several of them at the same time, you just click on them, on each of them, while pressing the Control key, like that. So when you are pressing Control key on your keyboard, you can click on each of the slides that you want to move or to reorganize. And then you release the Control key and you drag them to where you want them to be. So let me return my that slide, which has now become second slide, to the first, or to become the first slide. So I can now click on normal view, and then we can have a look at our slides. You can see this was our third slide, but now it is slide number 1. This has remained because it was the second slide, and what was first slide has now become third slide. So that's how you reorganize your slides in your presentation. Another activity that you can do on slides is to duplicate these lines within a presentation. To duplicate these lines simply means producing a real copy of a slide. It's almost similar to copying, but when we are duplicating a slide, you are creating a complete replica of the slide. So how do you duplicate slides? So duplicated slides are usually inserted directly below the slides you have selected. Now, the question that many students normally ask is, what is the difference between duplicating slides and copying slides? The difference is when you duplicate a slide, its duplicate is inserted just next to it automatically. But when you are using the copy, once you copy a slide, you are the one who decides where you are going to position that slide as you are going to learn. So duplicating slide produces a copy of that slide just directly below it. So if you duplicate slide number 1, the duplicated slide will be automatically placed as number 2. So that's the difference between copying slides and duplicating slides. So to duplicate the slides, you do the following. You click on the view menu and then select normal view. From the slides thumbnails pane, you click on the slides you want to duplicate. If you want to select the slides in order or several of them consecutively, you press Shift as you click. For slides not in order, you press Control key and then you click on each of the slides one at a time. Then on the Insert menu, You click on New Slides button arrow and click on Duplicate selected slides. So this is a demonstration on how to duplicate slides in a presentation that is by the name Introduction to MLSwap. So this is our presentation. I want to change some items in these slides so that we can be able to see the difference. So let me change a few things for now, but I'll teach you how to do it later in my subsequent presentations by changing the fields for each of them so that when we duplicate, you can know what we are doing. So I'm just formatting my slides so as to make them different to enable us to see the difference while we duplicate. So this is our slide number 1. This is our slide number 2, and this is our slide number 3. So for us to duplicate these slides, if I want to duplicate slide number 1, I'll click on slide number 1. But then I will not do it here. To be sure that you're in the right place, you click on the view menu and then click on normal. So we are in the normal view. Under the normal view, you are able to see some parts, or you are able to see our pages thumbnails. This is our first page thumbnail, second page thumbnail, and third page thumbnail. So if I want to create a duplicate of the first slide, I'll just click on that slide, and then I'll click on Insert menu, then click on this button here, and a new slide. Once you click there, you scroll below, and you are going to see that we have this command here, duplicate selected slides. So you click on duplicate selected slides. Let me click it. You can see we now have slide number 1 and we have slide number 2, which are complete replicas of each other. And as you have seen, our duplicated slide has just been inserted directly below the selected slide or the slide that you have duplicated. If I want to duplicate the second slide and the third slide, I'll click on second slide, press down Shift key because they are following each other, and then I can click on the third slide, and then I release my Shift key. From there, I'll click on Insert menu, then click on New Slides button or arrow, and then I'll click Duplicate Selected Slides. So let me click it. You can see we have duplicated this slide and this slide. And as a result, we have produced 2 copies of the same, and they are following each other, just in the same order that slide 2 and 3 were. That's how our duplicated slides, that's slide number 4 and 5, are arranged. So my dear students and the rest of the learners, that's how you duplicate slides. And it's important to know the difference between duplicating and copying, as we are going to see in this tutorial. Another activity we can perform is to delete a slide. Deleting simply means removing or erasing a slide. Removing a slide from your presentation, especially if you do no longer need that slide. So if you want to delete a slide or a slide that you no longer need, you click on View menu and select the normal view. From there, on the Slides Thumbnails pane, you select the slides you want to delete. If you want to select slides in order, you press Shift as you click. For slides not in order, you press Ctrl key on your keyboard as you click. And then you right-click on your selection and click Delete Slide. You can also press Delete key on your keyboard to delete the selected slides. So how can we do that? The following is a demonstration on how to delete a slide in our presentation. So there are certain slides that we don't need. For example, this slide and this one are the same. So I don't need slide number 2. This slide and this one are the same. So this slide and this slide are similar, and this slide, just as you can see from the colors. So we have 3 similar slides, which are in yellow color. And we have 2 slides that are in blue color. Let me call it blue color. And then we have this slide. So I want to delete some of the slides that are just duplicates. So if I want to delete slide number 2, I'll click on slide number 2. And then I'll click on the view menu and click on normal view. And then I can right click on the slide and click on delete slide. So let me click on delete slide. You can see that slide has disappeared. We also have this slide and this slide. This slide is similar to this slide. Slide number 2 and slide number 4 are similar. So I want to delete slide number 3 and slide number 4 because those are similar to slide number 1 and slide number 2 respectively. So I want to delete all of them at the same time. So I will click on the first slide, press down my Control or Shift key on the keyboard, then click on the next slide that way. And then I can press delete key on my keyboard. Let me press delete key. Good. You can see that we have been able to delete our slides both by right-clicking and by pressing delete key from the keyboard. We have talked about distinguishing between duplicating a slide and copying a slide severally. So how do you copy a slide? Now, copying a slide is also producing a copy or a duplicate of your slide, but to distinguish between duplicating and copying, when you copy a slide, you are the one who decides where to insert it on your presentation. So how do you copy a slide? To copy a slide, you click on the view menu and select normal view. And then you click on the slide that you want to copy, click on home menu and select the copy. Then click on the slide you want your copied slides follow. And then click again on home menu and click on paste. How do we do it? The following is a demonstration on how to copy a slide in our presentation by the title Introduction to ML Swap. So if I wanted to copy the first slide here or any other slide, first of all, you click on the view menu and then you click on normal. Now let me go home so that you can see the difference. So if I want to produce copy of any of the slides, I'll click on the view menu and then I'll click on normal view. So we are in normal view. These ones are what we are calling the page thumbnails. And this section is called the page thumbnails pane. So I want to duplicate or I want to create a copy. I want to create a copy for first slide and have it as slide number 4. So what I'll do, I'll click on the slide that I want to copy. Then I click on home menu. From home menu, I'll click on this command, copy. I have already copied my slide. So I have to decide where I want to insert it. So I want it to be slide number 4. So I'll click on slide number 3, and then I'll click on home menu again and then I'll click on paste. So let me click on paste. My dear students and the rest of the learners, you can see that this slide number 4 has not or does not have background color like for slide number 1. So if you want to retain the formatting or the slide as it looks, then you click on, let me click on slide number 4 again. So you click on this button for paste here, and then you choose the formatting you want or the way you want your new slide or the copied slide to look like. You want to look be do you want it to be a picture? Do you want to keep the source formatting, or you want just to use destination theme? What we have already done is we have retained the destination theme, but we want now to create a copy that has similar formatting or like the first slide that we have copied. So I'm going to click on keep source formatting. So let me click on it. You can see that now I have slide number 4 and slide number 5, but slide number 5 is similar to slide number 1 in terms of the background color, but in terms of other elements, they are the same. So that's how you copy slides. If you want to copy several slides at the same time, for example, you want to copy slide number 3, you click on it, and slide number 1, that way. So you select them while pressing Control key if they are not following each other. But if they are following each other, you can just press down your Shift key and then click on your slides. So I have already selected my slides by clicking on Control key. Then you can click on Home and then click Copy. I want my copied slides to follow slide number 5. So I'll click on slide number 5, and then because I want to retain the formatting, I'll click on Home menu. Then I'll click on the arrow, the paste arrow here, so that I'm able to choose Keep Source Formatting. So I'll click on Keep Source Formatting. And you can now see that we now have slide number 6 and slide number 7. That's good. That's how you copy your slides. You can also hide a slide in case you don't want it to be visible during presentation. So how do you hide the slide? On the slides thumbnails pane in normal view, you select the slide that you wanted to hide, and then click on slideshow menu and click hide slide. The hidden slide icon appears with the slide number inside next to the slide that you have hidden. Note, the slide remains in your file even though it is hidden when you run the presentation. The hidden slides remain in your presentation, but they don't appear when you are running that presentation. So the following is a demonstration on how we can hide a slide in our presentation. So if, for example, I don't want slide number 1 to appear during my presentation, or all the yellow slides, if I don't the first line to appear, the second slide and the third slide to be displayed, what I'll do, I'll click on the view menu, I'll click on the view menu, and then I'll click on normal view. From there, I'll click on the slides that I want to hide. So I'll click on this slide, then click on slideshow and click hide slide. You can see number 1 has been cancelled. It looks as if it has been cancelled. And then you do the same for the other slide. I also want to hide slide number 5. So I'll click on slide number 5, I click on slideshow and click hide slide. Then I can click on slide. Now you can see something here, my dear students and the rest of the learners, But when you click on one slide and you click hide, it is hidden, as you can see. But if you click again on another slide, like that slide, and you click on hide, you still see that it appears as cancelled. Number 5 has been cancelled. So you click on the next slide, like that. You click on slideshow, and then you click on hide. So if we run this presentation, let's see, if I click on slideshow and then I click on from beginning, we should not see the slides in yellow because we have hidden them. So let me click on from beginning. You can see if I click again, that's our next slide. That's our next slide. That's our next slide. That's our next slide. Our yellow slides are not appearing anywhere, yet they are in our tutorial or in our presentation. If I want them to appear, I can click the hidden slide, like slide number 1. Then I click on slideshow and click on the same button, hide slide. Now, if you click hide slide for the first time on the same slide, it is hidden. If you click on the same slide and then you click on hide slide again, it is hidden. So if I run this slideshow again, we expect the yellow one to appear. Here it is. So you can see that the first screen or the first slide is now appearing because we have unhidden it. We are now showing it. So for me to show the other slides, I'll click on it, click slideshow, click hide slide. Then I want to unhide slide number 6. So click on slide number 6, click slideshow, click hide. Now all of them are visible. Let's run our slideshow. I'll click from beginning. First slide, second slide, third slide, fourth slide, fifth slide, 60th slide, 70th slide. That's all. So all our slides are now displayed when running our presentation. So that's how you hide and unhide or show slides during presentation. So as you have just seen, for you to show a hidden slide, you have seen that one way is to unhide it before you run the presentation. But if you want to show a hidden slide while you are running the presentation, in as much as it is hidden, you do the following. 1, you reset a hidden slide to be viewed in a slideshow. So on the slides thumbnails pane in normal view, you select the hidden slide that you want to make visible again. Then on the slideshow menu, you click hide slide, just as we have done. So that's how you show a hidden slide during your presentation. What about if you want to view a hidden slide during a slideshow? How do you view a hidden slide during a slideshow? You right-click any slide during a slide or slideshow, then you click on See or Slides. The cancelled slide numbers are for the hidden slides. So you click the slide you want to view. So the following is a demonstration on how to view a hidden slide in a presentation during slideshow. So what we are going to do, we are going to hide some slides and then we see how we can view them during our presentation. So let's hide slide number 3 and slide number 7. So I'll hide this slide number 3. I'll click on the slide thumbnail, then click on slideshow and click hide slide. I want to click slide number 7 and then click on slideshow menu and click hide slide. So if I run this presentation, we are not going to see the slides that I have hidden. So as I click the mouse button, you can see that this slide and this slide are not visible. So what would you do if you wanted to make them visible? Let me run the slide again. So if, for example, I'm running my slides that way, and I want to show a hidden slide, what I'll do is I'll right-click on any of the slides, and then I'll click on See All Slides. Let me click on See All Slides. There we go. And you can now see we have that slide which is hidden. And you can now continue and view the rest of the slides. If I run again and I want to show the hidden slide, I'll right-click on any of the slides and click Show Slides. So you can see slide number 3 is hidden, as you can see here. And slide number 7, they are looking as if they are cancelled. That means they are hidden. So if you want to display them during the presentation, you click on, or you right-click on any of the slides, and then you click See All Slides, and then you click the slide that you want to run. For example, let me click slide number 7. You can see that's slide number 7. So you can still show hidden slides when you are running your presentation anytime you want to. And what you do, you simply right-click on any slide, and then you click on See All Slides. Then you're able to see all of them, and then you can click on the hidden slide that you want to be displayed as part of your tutorial or as part of your presentation, just as you can see. You can also zoom in or zoom out on a slide. Now, zooming in and zooming out simply means you can be able to make your or part of your presentation or part of your slide or text to be more visible, to be enlarged, or you can make them or to magnify or to be magnified. You can zoom in or zoom out, make it look more visible or make it look smaller, make it look bigger or make it look smaller. That's zooming in and zooming out. So for you to do that, you click the area or text or select the text or object you want to change the zoom for. Then click on the View menu and click on the Zoom button. From there, click the magnification you want from the dialog box displayed and click OK. Let's see how we can do it. So while we are in this presentation, we can click, for example, on the first slide here. So if I want to zoom any of my slides, I can click on the View menu, and then I click on this button, Zoom. And then I can, for example, click 66%. Then I click OK. You can see it has become smaller. I can click on Zoom again, and then I can click 200 and click OK. You can see it has become extremely big. You can see, you can zero zoom by reducing it to 100%. What about if you want to zoom a specific part of your slide or some text? How do you do it? For example, let me click this slide. If I want to zoom the swap here, I will select my text that I want to zoom. And then I will click on the View menu and click Zoom. Then let me click, for example, 400 and see what will happen. I'll click OK. You can see the part that I want to magnify is the one which is magnified. So I can click on Zoom again, and then I can click, for example, 66 and click OK. You can see. So you can choose to magnify or you can choose to zoom a specific section of your presentation, or you can be able to magnify or demagnify portions of your slides, or even the whole slides. So if you want to zoom a specific object, you just click on it or you select on it, Then you click on View menu and you click Zoom. And then under Zoom dialog box, you choose the zoom, the percentage that you want for zooming, and you click OK, and that part will be zoomed. So let me click Fit It window. So that's how you zoom in and zoom out objects or slides or parts of your slide in your presentation. And with that, my dear students and the rest of the learners, we have come to the end of part 3 on working on slides or working with slides. You can continue to part 4 of the 25-part series of tutorials in which we are going to learn on how to insert and edit text in slides. Congratulations for learning part 3 of 25 on working on slides in creating presentations series. You can access the rest of the parts in the series, as well as other computer or ICT videos by clicking or tapping on MLSWAP ICT YouTube channel below this video. To subscribe to the channel, tap on subscribe button below this video in YouTube if it's not currently reading as subscribed. For any further correspondence, kindly write it to us through the email mlswap@gmail.com. Thank you very much for listening to me, and God bless.